The Apartment, 1960. This is a movie review, and let's go through the details then. The Apartment was written and directed by Billy Wilder. He had some help in the writing, and it stars the following cast. Jack Lemmon in the lead role as Baxter, Shirley MacLaine as Fran Kubelik, Fred McMurray plays Sheldrick, he's the big boss. Mr. Dubish, played by Ray Walston, he's an executive in this insurance company, which is the central theme to this movie. They all work there. Apart from Dr. Dreyfus, played by Jack Crucian, who's actually renting an apartment in the same on the same floor as Baxter. More of that later. Mr. Kirkby's played by David Lewis. Miss Olsen, an old flame of McMurray's, played by Edie Adams, and there's quite a few others. This movie was a hugely successful movie, and quite rightly so. It's a brilliant comedy, romantic drama. At the Academy Awards, it won for Best Picture. Wilder won for Director. It also won Original Screenplay for Wilder and Diamond, Art Direction, Film Editing, and nominations also went to Lemmon and MacLaine and Crucian in the supporting male role. Also cinematography and sound. At the Golden Globes, well, it stormed there. It was the winner in the Best Comedy section. Actress and actor nods went to both MacLaine and Lemmon respectively, and Wilder was nominated for Best Director. And over the pond, it also won for Best Film at the Baftas, for Best Actor and Actresses for Lemmon and MacLaine. So as you can get a picture, this was a hugely successful movie. Well, the movie starts with a narration by Lemmon, who plays Baxter, as he describes the circumstances. He works for an insurance company in New York City. He's been doing that for 3 years. He's trying to climb to the top through promotions, through hard work. He's been there for 3 years, as I mentioned. He's got an apartment about half a block from Central Park, and so it's convenient for work. And he's a bachelor. The situation is, although he lives alone, the apartment isn't actually an apartment that's used only by him. He has inadvertently lent his key to a so-called friend to use the apartment, and now all the executives have got wind of it, and so Baxter offers his key so that these executives can meet with their mistresses for some hanky-panky, and all on the promise that he is going to climb the social ladder and get promotion. So that's the scenario that we're explained early on. He goes about his business of looking after these executives. He kits the apartment out with booze and snacks, and he also has a very complex diary for arrangements that he has to frequently alter for special requests, which gives him a slight headache. But he's convinced that this is going to help him get to the top. Kubelik, played by MacLaine, is also employed in the building, not for the insurance company, but she is the lift operator. And there's some early sort of dialogue of a humorous nature between Baxter and Kubelik in the lift, and Baxter develops quite a shine for Kubelik, but he's bogged down with meeting the needs of all the executives, and so he has little time really, because he tends to work extra hours again to try and impress particularly the boss, Sheldrick, played by McMurray. So to continue with the plot then, Lemon gets approached by Sheldrick, and Sheldrick wants to use the key for the first time for the apartment, and he tempts Lemon by offering him 2 tickets to a musical, The Music Man. So Lemon accepts, and he has in mind to invite Kubelik, which he does, but unbeknown to him, Kubelik has already arranged to meet Sheldrick, and it's Christmas Eve. Now, as a result, Lemon doesn't get to see her on his date, but Kubelik's meeting with Sheldrick doesn't go particularly well, and it brings out the harshness of men manipulating women's emotions when they are involved in these extramarital affairs. There's a tremendous scene in Baxter's apartment when Sheldrick gives, in response to receiving a present of a long-playing record, gives Kubelik her a present and hands her a $50 bill, and that just catches the moment of emotion in so succinctly, and you can see McLean's eyes welling up as she tries to hold back the tears. She's then left by Sheldrick, who's in a hurry to get home because it's Christmas Eve, and McLean, unaware that it's Baxter's apartment, then decides to overdose. Unbeknown, down the street, Baxter, trying to drown his sorrows, has also picked up a young woman, and he then brings her back to his apartment for a bit of hanky-panky, and then finds Kubelik lying out flat on the bed, having taken some pills. It's presented in a very humorous way, albeit it being very serious, of course. And that brings us to the involvement of the doctor drivers, Jack Crucian, in getting Kubelik back into the world, having taken all these sleeping tablets. Anyway, it's a very, very significant event, and then that leads the plot to go further along the road towards Kubelik's complete distrust of Sheldrick and her interest in Baxter becoming more prevalent as she sees him as the good guy. Inevitably, you can guess what the inevitable outcome of this is, and it is a happy ending. Now to the performances. Well, I find just watching Jack Lemmon, it's just so easy. He's such a great actor. He's able to bring comedy to his roles. He's able to bring sincerity, realism. He's a genuine sort of nice guy in this, and he has a wit about him, and he's also got that sort of moral fibre, which appeals as the good guy. Throughout the film, he's constantly trying to please others at the expense of himself, even to the point where he's ignoring his real feelings for Kubelik in the face of the fact that she has emotional involvement in Sheldrick, who he considers to be a sharp by this stage. So it's his performance is absolutely brilliant. McLean, on the other hand, it shows her femininity, shows her ability, her sensitivity, and her emotional pain in bucket loads. And I'm amazed that these two didn't win the Academy Awards for their performance. But I really do think it's one of the top movies, not just of that year, but of any year. And the black and white cinematography is absolutely fantastic. So I suggest you get along to it and watch it, and then watch it again. The Apartment, 1960.